I live in a house with four other people on one of the busiest suburban streets in Santa Cruz. About 4 months ago, someone tried to break in, and a week later they tried again. Them or someone else. Our landlord's solution was to bolt several high powered security lights to the house, which flooded the yard light and lit up anybody who would walk by. Every stranger who would walk by seemed like a threat. Between my roommates and our friends, there was always somebody in that room doing something, and now it seemed like anytime somebody passed by, our heads were on a swivel, and we would just stare because we were all suspicious. I can't speak for my roommates, but for me, the people outside stopped being scary or sinister, and eventually they just became fascinating to me. There's a photographer named Shizuka Yokomizo who did a series of photos from outside windows called Strangers. She was captivated by the relationship formed between two people separated by a window. Yoko Mizo considered a window a giant lens that separated the public world from the private. Personally, I find this relationship fascinating. Often the people outside are far more interesting than anything transpiring inside the actual living room, at least to me. I mean, it's interesting. People only pass by for a few seconds and then they're gone, and that's like the normal. That's the status quo. What really strikes me as peculiar is when you start to recognize people or you start to recognize trends in people. Santa Cruz has no shortage of odd oddities or odd peoples, and our street is no different. For example, there's one man who rides his bike past carrying two bags of something or other every half hour or so late into the night. I'd assume it was just him collecting cans, but his bags are always full and he rides by the house both ways. The funny thing is, no matter how bizarre passerbys may be, I've become desensitized to them. I don't feel vulnerable in my own home anymore. It doesn't hurt that we haven't had another attempted break-in, but I find it weirdly comforting that I'd probably recognize the burglar if we did.